Assumptions destroy your life, and they are the reason that you are stuck in a reality that you don't necessarily like. Every time you make an assumption for whatever that might be, for a situation, someone, a person, an event, whatever that might be, you deprive yourself of an opportunity. You have to think about it this way. This is how powerful assumptions are. Powerful, but in a negative way, because they destroy your life. Every time you make one assumption, you deprive yourself of an opportunity. And this is because you train your mind to think in one way only. You are literally training your mind in thinking in one way, in not being open. And let me tell you what I mean. Let's say that you see a rich person. You assume that they inherited the money. If they're young, let's say a rich and young person, you make an assumption that this person haven't worked in their lives. They're spoiled. They inherited the money. They don't deserve it. Whatever assumption you make for that person, even if it's true or if it's not true, that doesn't matter. You're trying to justify something that you see and that your mind, for some reason, doesn't accept. You're trying to make an assumption to justify how you feel. So your mind is trying to protect you from your own negative emotions. But accountability is powerful, and we'll get there. And it's not about money. It may be like with 1,000 things. Like if something happens, you try to justify it. Don't try to make an assumption why this person is rich, why this person has the life that I want. He got a promotion. Oh, he was a social climber. All of that are assumptions. So what you do now, even if that's true, I'm not saying that's not the case. This is how you train your mind. If you train your mind every time you see something that you can't explain, and not that you can't explain, that you don't like, because you relate to that person. Maybe you're in the same position with that person. You want to be rich. You're young like this person, and you want to be rich as well. You want that promotion, and you think you're more capable, you're more skilled than the other person, and they got the promotion and not you. That person is rich and you aren't. So you're trying to justify that to avoid taking accountability. And this is done through assumptions. Every time you make an assumption, you train your mind to think in one way only. So this is not how you're going to be rich. This is not how you're going to see opportunities. Because to see opportunities, you need to have an open mind. The more assumptions you make, and I see people making assumptions all the time. They assume things. The more you open your mind, this is how you see opportunities, because opportunities have been there in front of you for all your life. They have always been there. We just don't see them if we choose to close our eyes in front of these opportunities. See it like the cost of opportunity. Every time you try to make an assumption, think about how much it costs you in time. Any limiting belief costs in time. Do you have all the time in the world to waste on these assumptions? You have to see opportunities. You have to give yourself the permission to be what you want to be. The more you attach your feelings and the more you focus your energy on other people, on what do they do, why don't I have this and they have it, you distract yourself. You need to go back in track. Like, although it may sound selfish, imagine that it's you. You are your hero of your life. You have to focus on yourself, and sometimes this involves taking accountability. The mind is powerful, and it will do anything it can to prevent you from seeing your shit. It doesn't want you to see it because it sucks. But when you see it and realize that and see what you did wrong, and focus your energy on what you want and forget about assumptions, train your mind to be open. Like, even if it's obvious, like this person inherited the money, like their parents were super rich, forget about it. If everyone else is saying that, say, okay, I'm willing to hear another thing. I'm willing to be open to listen to another option, to another opinion. Maybe that's not the case. This is how you train your mind to be open in every single opportunity, in every little scenario that you have in your life. Life is full of lessons. Like in these small things, every time you listen to something, even on the news, whatever, train your mind to see situation differently. Not the way everybody sees it, because if you see the situation like everybody does, you're going to be be one of everybody. You're going to be broke. You're going to be depressed. You're going to be unhappy. If you want to move forward and attract your new reality, what you want, your dream life, you have to take the uncomfortable action. You have to think differently. You have to be differently. And what I find ironic is that most people think they're different. It's so controversial, like, due to oneness, nobody's separate. We're one. We share one mind. And most people think that they're better than everyone else, but they suck. And this is because their mind is so powerful. Their mind cares about their survival. That's why they create all these assumptions, these fake beliefs about themselves to make them feel good, to make them feel successful. However, if you don't utilize the compass that you have inside by the time you're born, the emotional guidance system, this is your only guide. Not what everybody else says. Your emotional guidance system knows what is good and what is not good, what is right and what is wrong. Since you were a little kid, when you were a little kid, you used that and you were right. Always, 0% mistake, zero mistakes, because you followed that emotional guidance system. It started to break when you started listening to other people and you became one of them. You started making assumptions. You started judging. You started protecting yourself from your own emotions because they were uncomfortable. If you want to change your life drastically and instantly, it doesn't take time. If your mind tells you that it takes time, your mind is lying. It has been lying to you your whole adult life to protect you. You have to take accountability, see things as they are, own them, and change yourself. This is how you attract your new reality. Don't wait for it to come and then you'll change. First, you have to be that person that you want to be, and then it will manifest instantly.